Hello and welcome to the Crypto Jungle, your source for no-nonsense crypto fundamental analysis and technical analysis. My name is Baloo The Bear, and here on the channel we teach you how to trade and invest in cryptocurrencies. So if you're new here, I want to invite you to subscribe. And in today's video, we're just going to take a look at Bitcoin. We are on the precipice, we are on the cliff, we are on the edge of what I believe is going to be capitulation. So there is a bull case, so we will talk about the bull case as well. But when I look at the charts, when I analyze the market overall, from a sentiment point of view, from a fundamentals point of view, and from a technical point of view, all signs, as far as I see it, point to downside. Doesn't mean we can't bounce from this range, but it's certainly looking ugly out there. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the king of all crypto, if I can get it on the chart here, and that is Bitcoin. We're going to start things off with Bitcoin on the weekly. So let me just move this over here. The capitulation, my targets are ugly. My targets are really ugly. I've got bids down at... well, let me show you where my bids are. These are what's referred to commonly as stink bids. Let's actually make it stink bids. Let's decorate this a little bit. Stink bid. And we will put that on the right. And let's make it top. And let's find a fun color for it. Let's go with this. Nah, too pink. Let's go purple. No, something brighter. What's our stink bid color? Let's go with magenta. Yeah, magenta. Or why don't we go with this? That's a fun color. Let's go with that. Let's save it. I often save templates for a lot of my drawings. If you guys don't know how to do that, I'm doing it right now. Take notes. Stink bid. Why not? Why not make a template? So I've got one there at basically 12,500, and I've got a stink bid at 9,800. 9,800. Now I don't expect these to fill. That's the whole point of a stink bid. Is it's exceeding any of your wildest expectations, and it's just there in case that your wildest expectations do come true. It's kind of like a wish bid. So I do have some pretty gnarly bids down there. I'm expecting a move below 20K. A lot of people calling for a bounce off of 20K. I'm definitely just going to maintain the stance that we go below 20K. Good morning if it's morning. Poo brown. We'll go with green. Why not? Let's make them brown. It's hard to see brown. It's hard to see brown. How do I get brown? I gotta make brown. There, just for you. We'll add it. Can't really see it, but they're there. All right, so basically we're looking at this consolidation. This is a Wyckoff distribution. We basically came into this area right here is what's known as the preliminary supply. So you can see just all of the volume coming into this rally right here as we broke past the major resistance of the previous bear market. A lot of whales took profits here at around $40,000. We did get our all-time high, or our continuation buyer's climax at around 65, and then we've been in a declining volume market. So, you know, as far as the big moves, as far as the whales, as far as the institutions and big money in crypto, there has not been anything for years. There has not been anything since the end of 2020. So we've just been consolidating, and now we are getting to the point where we resolve this consolidation to the downside. We're looking for our markdown event, our capitulation, the point at which the market gives up. So yeah, you know, it's definitely going to be below the 200 week, and that can be quite an interesting narrative. You know, there is logic in thinking that we do kind of hold the 200, because every time we've come down to the 200, we hold it, right? So there's absolutely logic there. You know, we don't have to come down to 14,000. We held it here, held it here, held it here, held it here. That's the trend. That's the trend. So I do have bearish targets. Now, those bearish targets, I'm at a kind of a conflict here because I'm looking at price structure. For me, price structure is more important than moving averages. So the way I'm looking at things is when I'm looking at the price structure of Bitcoin here, all of the structures built down here at around $14,000. So for that reason, you know, I've got my my bearish targets that are below the 200. So that's kind of my logic right now. But if we, you know, wick below the 200, come back up to it and hold, then I got to kind of ditch that idea and think that we have the ability to continue to rally off of the 200, which would be confluent around 20K. So, you know, I've got some real bearish targets, but they don't have to hit. Good morning if it's morning to you. We can take a look at Casper later on in the show. Let's. There's another chart that I want to take a look at, and it's basically the monthly chart on Bitcoin. So we do have a monthly close coming in about 4 days. Oops, what's that? My stink bids I couldn't see because they're brown. We have a monthly close coming in about 4 days, and that's going to represent a new low. It's going to be the first time that we have a new low inside of this consolidation. So basically, to make sure that this doesn't occur, we need to get a candle close above 35,000 in the next 4 days. Not impossible. It's not impossible, but it's rather unlikely. And this is going to represent a new candle body close that is not only a new low inside of the consolidation, but it's actually a new low breaking out of the consolidation. So if in 4 days we are not at least above $30,000, then that's going to be a pretty strong signal to the market that we do have further downside ahead. So have fun with that. We will be having fun with that. I am short, by the way, so let's go down into the small time frames here. We've been observing this consolidation as Wyckoff redistribution schematic number 4. If you're new to the Wyckoff method, you've probably heard of accumulation, you've probably heard of distribution. But when you're in a trend and you stop for a consolidation, you can either have a redistribution or a reaccumulation, depending on the trend direction. The trend direction is down, so we are looking at redistributions. And I can show you some of those right here. Just got to pull up the Discord. Let me get the Discord over here. Discord is free to join. So links below if you're interested. And the content that I'm going to be taking a look at is the free resources. We have PDFs, a ton of PDFs on the Wyckoff method and other trading methods as well. We've got some crypto how-to guides for those that are kind of newer to custody and on-chain analysis and stuff like that. But then we've got the diagrams. So we're going to take a look at that, and we're going to go to the Wyckoff redistribution schematic number 4. And this is the one we're looking at here. So the characteristics of redistribution schematic number 4 is we have basically our phase A, which is a shakeout. Phase A is a shakeout where we overcorrect to the downside, and then we begin to set the range at a higher level for phase B. Phase B is volatile, you know, testing the range multiple times. And then we just have kind of a weak rounding over into the lower end of this consolidation where we trade a little bit at the lower end of the trading range that was built above, and then we finally move to the downside. So if we take a look at what we're looking at with Bitcoin, it's the same. It's damn near the same. We have an overcorrection to the downside for phase A. We have a move chopping around for phase B, and then the chop begins to subside, and we're beginning to break and round over, consolidate at the lower end. So the next step would be a move down to about $25,000. That will not look good for the rest of the cryptocurrency market cap. We can take a look at Bitcoin dominance in just a moment. Now, what would trigger an upthrust? Because, you know, there's a lot of shorts out there. We are not a very liquid market. A lot of our liquidity is kind of tied up in derivatives as well. So, the spot markets are very vulnerable to short squeezes and long squeezes. Basically, at this point, there is so much derivative volume. There is so many people trading on leverage that the spot market is just a settlement house for the derivatives market. It's like 10 to 1. We trade 10 to 1 on derivatives than we do in the spot markets. So the spot markets, man, is it easy to move the price in the spot markets. So, these liquidation events, if everybody stacks up shorts and a whale comes in and moves the market up, you'll get a cascading liquidation to the upside. And we see it all the time. That's how you get these moves. We come down to support, everybody shorts, boom, you get a big move to the upside. It's not able to sustain because it's not the correct price. You see it all the time. You get these big moves, big short squeezes to the upside. So I would be watching out for a short squeeze in this area. Now, if we were to break this trend line right here, which I personally don't think is likely, but if we were to do that, then I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of a rally, short-term rally, up to, potentially even kind of the upper end of the range before, just one final up thrust to sweep the floor of all of the short traders before actually getting the continuation to the downside, which would be quite annoying. But hey, that's Bitcoin, that's trading. Okay. Good morning, Kahuna. Good morning, Bald Squirrel. Barbarian, glad you could make it. 123 Odette. Hey, Odette, how's it going? Fellow, one of my scholars. We're gonna work on that team. I'm trying to fix my payout bot. Sorry, I'm talking Axie talk, but my payout bot's not working, so I want to make sure that's fully functioning before I switch teams for you, Odette. Morgan Decker. Oh, thank you. Not sure how I don't have more subscribers. You're literally the only YouTuber I trust in that space. Well, that makes me feel good. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. You know what it is? It's very hard to be a bear in a bull market. And my channel isn't that old. I started basically at the beginning of the last bull market as far as YouTube content is concerned. I basically started in August of 2020. And yeah, being a naysayer when there's easy money flowing, it just doesn't create a popular channel. I'm not very popular at all. And, it's just, I'm hoping that as the bear market continues and, people realize that they've made a lot of mistakes, or they at least realize that the strategies that they employed during the bull market no longer work, that they're going to start to entertain the idea of looking for technical strategies, technical setups, risk management, all of the offerings that I have. But yeah, being a bear in a bull market, it's tough. Tough. Bald Squirrel, hello. Manjula Luis, good morning. Barbarian, what are your thoughts on Casper since it was solely made to help ETH evolution? Do you think Casper will rally with the ETH merge? Without Casper, there is no ETH 2.0. You're sounding a little fundamentaled by the project. I don't know a ton of the fundamentals. We'll do a fundamental portion of the show in just a moment, so maybe we'll talk a little bit more about Casper. I know that it's a very small cap, so that's not great, but hey. What are your thoughts on the massive Bitfinex long candles over the last couple of weeks? Yeah, we can take a look at Bitfinex longs. Roswell, how's it going, bro? Sedated Psycho, how's it going? Baloo, gonna blow up someday. Enjoy the small community vibes while you can. Yeah, enjoy the small community vibes. Like, I almost, I don't want to be a fucking bit boy. There's no way I want to reach those levels because you lose touch. Like any big YouTuber, like if you go into the Discord of any big YouTuber, you're never going to talk to the YouTuber, ever. If you come into my Discord, I'm there. I'm chatting. I'm hanging out. I'm in there too much. So if you guys aren't in the Discord, I only stream twice a week. come into the Discord. That's where the community is. We've got a lot of talent. We've got a lot of talent in there. So check out the links down below and join. It's a cool place to hang out, especially during the bear market when you don't know what's what. We can definitely help you, navigate the space and keep you close to the alpha. What was I going to do? Oh yeah, Bitfinex longs. Let's take a look at the Bitfinex longs. Yeah, it's interesting because if they're wrong, this is how I get to my if these longs are incorrect, this is how I get to my $14,000 target. This is how I get to my $9,800 target. This is fuel for, a long squeeze. If these longs get liquidated, which, Bitfinex is kind of known to have a little bit of insider trading, and they're not usually just complete degens. So this is something noteworthy. The problem with charts like this is they're not really actionable. They're certainly noteworthy. Like, we can look at this and be, okay, well, what's going on? Somebody must know something. So maybe we are at a low. Maybe we are at, a possible bottom here. So then just have that information in the back of your mind and look at the technical setups on Bitcoin. Do we have any signs showing us that we're leaving as a bottom? When I look at the technical structure, I don't see it. So when I don't see it, we're looking at this and I might be thinking to myself, this is just fuel. This is fuel for a capitulation. It hasn't been like that in the past. Usually Bitfinex longs do mark the bottom, but just like any indicator, it's not going to be right 100% of the time. So we will see. It's getting pretty wild with the Bitfinex longs. They're very, very long. If they get liquidated, though, man, that's how we get my 9,800 fill. Let's take a look at ETH. ETH has been seriously underperforming against Bitcoin. Let's do a side by side. So they both have the same structure. ETH is further along. So Bitcoin's here. Let me just highlight that. Bitcoin is basically here, right? So is ETH a leading indicator? We can look at Bitcoin again. That's where Bitcoin is. That's where Bitcoin is right now. So we're on the edge of something. Is ETH a leading indicator, or is ETH just oversold? But it's certainly performing really, really poorly against Bitcoin. That's also demonstrated by Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance represents the market share of Bitcoin against everything else. So Bitcoin at it currently represents 46.53% of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. So it's just under half. All of the money in all of crypto, half of it is in Bitcoin. So, as this rallies, which we just kind of broke out of a consolidation here, as this rallies, altcoins are going to underperform against Bitcoin. Everybody thinks altcoins is the place to be, but we just broke out here. So as this continues to climb, altcoins are going to be performing badly. They're going to dump more and they're going to rally less. So over time, where do you want to be when this chart is trending up? You want to be in Bitcoin because it's at least not losing you as much money as an altcoin. We'll leave it at that. My trading account's 100% cash. My trading account is 100% cash. Other than the futures contracts that I'm holding, it's all cash. And those are cash settled contracts. I don't recommend coin margin futures in this environment. Now, the good thing to take a look at, or the bullish case, is we are approaching a resistance. So right around here is a resistance. So if we do encounter resistance and we get a reversal here, let's say we come back down to, test the triangle or something like that. This move right here will be pretty exciting. You know, the market will get very excited with a move like that because the altcoins, you don't need to move very much in Bitcoin dominance. Like that's a 2% move in dominance. That equates to a very large rally in the altcoins. So, you know, if we're able to turn things around, if we're able to break out and show some bullishness, then the dominance begins to drop, there could absolutely 100% be a rally. I'm not counting on it. I'm not holding my breath for it because what I'm looking at with the technicals of Bitcoin is further downside, which would just rip the altcoins down more. But yeah, it's absolutely a possibility. So be on the lookout for that kind of resistance point that we're approaching here. Good morning, Patty. All right, what else do we have? GMT, how's the Ponzi doing? Ponzi's also kind of in the same spot as ETH, right? It's actually doing, is it ahead of ETH? So the shit coins are kind of ahead of ETH, and ETH is ahead of Bitcoin. So I don't know, where do we head next? Do we just start breaking down in Bitcoin? That's going to start to break the structures of the shitcoin. So Steppen, you know, if Bitcoin begins to break its structure here, Steppen's going to break out of this structure and really begin to accelerate. Really begin to accelerate. I would be looking at, well, let's take a look. Let's do a measured move. Measured move on Steppen. Well, we can't go negative. We can't go negative. So it'll basically trade to what feels like zero. I think if we do get another move, Steppen will begin to kind of feel as though it's a failed project and it'll trade to zero. A little bit of a bearish divergence happening here on the 1 hour. You can see the higher high in the RSI while we're nowhere near a higher high on the price. That being said, we are approaching a level where we could get a little bit of a breakout. So I don't know. Congrats to anybody that took the short off of the last live stream for Steppen. That short was definitely worth a pretty penny. That short would have gotten you about 35%. So hit the subscribe button, guys. Not too many YouTubers or Twitch streamers getting you 35% in this kind of market. Not financial advice. You always got to say that part. You always got to say that part. You do you. Risk management. If you're using good risk management, you shouldn't really be worrying about your account, though. KNC is breaking out. So I was looking at this. I actually just charted this, just drew this before the show. So a good amount of volume too. Yeah, I'll have to watch this. Maybe if we get a retest. A retest down to maybe this level back here. We could get a rally potentially. Not a very big one, probably just to the underside. Yeah, the market could go either way right now. It really could go either way. If Bitcoin's the weakest looking chart though, and Bitcoin is kind of the one that rules everything else. So if Bitcoin fails, everything fails. If Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. We are heading into the weekend. We don't have the equities markets to kind of confuse direction. There has been a lot of stalls in the crypto market right before equity open. And then when the equities markets open, if they're green, we rally a little bit. If they're red, we fucking dump. So comparatively, the crypto market against the equities market, it is decoupled. Yay, we got decoupling. With all the decoupling everybody was wondering or hoping for, we've got it. We go down only in the equities market. The stocks go up. Stocks up, Bitcoin down. Decoupled. Perfect. How are we doing for time? Okay, let's take a look at Casper. Let's take a look at Casper. Casper Network ranked 200 on CoinGecko. Let's take a look at the structure before we get to accumulation. Now, what you need to interpret is demand. Is there going to be demand? That's very, very important. Is there going to be demand? Total supply, 10 billion. Circulating supply, half of that. So it can stay down for a while. The future-proof blockchain, the first proof-of-stake blockchain built off the Casper CBC specification. Why Casper? Casper is designed to accelerate enterprise and developer adoption of blockchain technology today, and it evolved to meet user needs of the future. So I don't know if you know, but there's already a ton of enterprise optimized projects out there. Gnosis is a fantastic project to pay attention to for enterprise solutions, because not only are they just claiming that they have solutions, they have them. They have a wallet called Gnosis Safe. Gnosis Safe is what's required to run a company on the blockchain. It's here today. Like, I will be using it. It's a fully functioning product built on top of the Ethereum network. So it's there. I don't know. Future-proof upgradable contracts. Ooh, I don't actually like that. I really don't like upgradable contracts at all. See, the thing is, one of the characteristics of cryptocurrency is its immutability. If you are able to edit a smart contract, you cannot trust that smart contract. If I'm interpreting this statement correctly, which I may not be, but upgradable contracts is kind of an interesting statement. So if that means that you can edit a smart contract, I would not fucking touch this. Not a chance. If that means that you can replace a smart contract with another smart contract, and you can, we already have that. We can do that. That's, you'll often see like a migration, or we're moving to V2, or we're moving to V3. So we already do upgrade our contracts. But the thing is, the contracts need to be censorship resistant. They need censorship resistant. Why can't I say that word? Censorship. You know what I'm saying. And they need to be immutable. You can't fucking touch them. Code is law. Code is law in cryptocurrency. If you can change a contract without the user knowing, that is not a feature at all. That is a flaw. That's against crypto. So I don't like that one bit, if I'm interpreting that correctly. Casper Association. Yeah, I'm not sure. Censorship resistance. Censorship resistance. Come on, man. There's too many buzzwords. Don't like it. Developers, grant program, mainnet, testnet. So there's no apps. So that's just kind of a rule for me. That's just my own personal investment thesis. If there's no apps, I don't care. I do not care about white papers. I do not care about roadmaps. I do not care about websites. I do not care about partners. I care about apps and users. That's it. Applications and people using them. That's it. Does that mean I am late to certain projects? Yes, it does. It does mean that I'm late to certain projects. Does it also mean that that I can't make money? No, I fucking make money. We can trade these things. You can make money in these markets. 24-hour trading volume is 4 million. That's 10 times less than my minimum. I like to see at least 50 million trading volume daily. Obviously, it's probably a slow day, especially for page 2 of CoinGecko. But yeah, surface level assessment, my friend, I wouldn't touch it personally. Could be wrong, but I'm not about to do a deep dive here live on a stream. Holiday weekend on a new moon. Oh, what does the moon tell us? Is the moon buying or is the moon selling? I can't remember. Does the moon buy or does the moon sell? I always forget that. Consider did a tier list and put near Cosmos, AVAX, and Polkadot in A tier list. Consider did an A tier list and put near Cosmos, Avalanche, and Polkadot in A tier. Polkadot has no apps. Near has too many VCs. Cosmos has better competitors, and Avalanche is dope. I really like Avalanche. I don't trust anybody's opinion, honestly. Like, I trust the charts. Men lie, women lie, institutions lie, everybody fucking lies. Everybody. But you know what doesn't lie? Let me show you. Let me show you what doesn't lie. This right here. This right here is called a candle. And I'm being a dick, I'm sorry. But the charts don't lie. The charts don't lie. If we go in an uptrend on any of those assets, I will see it. I will see it right there, readable on the screen. I will see an uptrend. I will see demand. I will see market participations. I will see partnerships. I will see news stories. I will see all of it. You gotta learn how to read the charts because everybody is a fucking liar. Everybody is a fucking liar. You can't fake a chart. You can't fake a price quote. You can't. It's really like you know how much news I watch? Fucking zero. You know how many creators I listen to or fucking webinars? Zero. And when I started doing that, I started making money. I go and I look, I see if they have an application. I play with the application myself. And I think to myself, hey, this is a pretty dope app. Or I think this is fucking dumb and we don't need a blockchain. And then I move forward with the chart. That's it. That's the whole strategy. That's the whole thesis. That's the whole everything. So yeah, I really don't care who made an A tier list. I do agree that Avalanche is a good product. Because I've used Avalanche, I've looked at Avalanche, I've played with Avalanche, and I understand Avalanche, and it is a very good product. Total chart looks like a long-term trend line that's held since May 17. RSI crazy low too. I'm trying to see the bear case, but it's hard to see more downside without a rally. Three cheers for AVAX. All right, well, let's take a look at total. Oh, let's also take a look at ETH BTC. This was one that I actually prepped. So ETH BTC looking like distribution. So this is just further leaning into the thesis. And we hit my target, by the way. This was my bull market target that I set like way back here. But anyways, we're confirming down. We're confirming this distribution on ETH, which aligns with what we're seeing in Bitcoin dominance as Bitcoin dominance is rallying. And ETH is really, and you can see it, there it is. ETH is underperforming Bitcoin by a lot. And the ETH BTC pair is ready to fucking dump big time. My targets for ETH are low. They are very low. My targets for ETH are down here. And I love ETH. ETH is my favorite project. There's the most, you can do the most things on Ethereum. And my target for ETH is anywhere from $500 to $300. $300 ETH? Yes, please. Yes, please. I would love that. Thank you. That would be incredible. 500, sure. That makes a lot of sense. Psychologically speaking, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, ETH is really looking shitty, looking poopy. It'll probably come back down to this level on the Bitcoin pair. Maybe start accumulating here. So that's at around 0.04. 0.04 BTC per ETH. ETH per, yeah, BTC per ETH. What was I doing before I got distracted? Total. Let's take a look at total. So to me, oh, lagging. Come on, computer, catch up. To me, I'd be looking here, which is brutal. But I mean, this is where, and it might even go fucking lower. Like it might go down to here. This is where there's more structure. So that's a half a trillion dollars, $500 billion, from basically 3 trillion to 500 billion. Oh yeah. I don't think anything's holding this up. It's just a perfect, head and shoulders. What's the distance of the neckline? Where's the neckline? And then do the measured move. This is just an easy way. There's better ways to do it, but I mean, it's going to come down to its macro support. It's going to come down to its macro support at around 500 billion. Yeah, it's going to be pretty ugly. If this is your first cycle, don't it's hard to say don't sweat it, but because I'm sure there are people out there that put too much in, and they probably put too much in at much higher levels. But understand, you can make it all back. You have to go through a few cycles so that you can understand the hype cycle. It happens all the time. We get these hype cycles. There's so much innovation, and it's such an exciting space. It really sucks a lot of people in. There's always a hype cycle. You do have to kind of go cycle to cycle. If this is your first bear market, holy fuck, man. It's ugly. It's ugly for a very long time, but it toughens you up. And it teaches you, the skills that you need for survival. And markets are more about survival than anything. Markets are about survival, so that during the 10% of time where you're in a trending environment, because most of the time we're flat. In most conditions, we are flat in all markets, except for maybe Forex and certain commodities. We're flat. If you can be in a trending environment and know what you're doing for that 10% of the market cycle, you kill it. So, you do need to understand risk management. And that's, formulating a trading strategy based on what you're seeing in the charts. TA is not a crystal ball. TA doesn't teach you what the next candle will be. TA just allows you to interpret what's going on in the market so that you can decide if you're bullish, bearish, or crabbish, trading sideways. And then you can create a trading strategy based upon that information. And you're going to be wrong all the time. TA is not about being right. Risk management is how you're able to manage being right. I encourage you to join the Discord server so that we can bring you up to speed on risk management. There are a few key things that I can share with you right now. First of all, there is not a single trading idea that you will take that exceeds 1% of your trading account. So at any given time, when you take a trading idea, you will not lose more than 1% of your trading account on that idea. That's rule number one. Rule number 2 is you never take on enough trades that you're going to ever exceed 5% of your trading account. And for me, I do 2.5%. Now, these are really small numbers, and that's what puts people off. But going back to the other point I was trying to make about survival, is it's all about survival. It's all about survival. You have to stay in the market. You have to be able to be around. So you have to accept small wins. Small wins turn into big wins. It takes time. When people try to rush to a destination, when people try to get rich quick and put on too much risk, put on too much leverage, put on too large of a size, go all in, you get your ass fucking handed to you. Big time. The market has no patience for nonsense. And for those who are patient with the market will reward. So come into the jungle. We do have a coupon code right now. Use the coupon code BEAR and get 25% off any package that you choose. Links below. We'll get you up to speed. We do these virtual classrooms, which I'm probably late for. I have 7 minutes till the virtual classroom. Every live stream, we do a stream, and then we do a virtual classroom. And the virtual classroom is a group coaching session to get you up to speed on how to formulate a strategy based on TA. And then how to move forwards and how to trade once you're in the trade. Know how to take profits. Know, how to take these small wins and compound your account. You don't compound your account getting 100x. I mean, you can. If you show up in the bull market, you can 100x an account just holding a shitcoin. But we're not in that anymore. We're in the 90% of the bad times. So in the 90% of the bad times, it's all about risk management. It's all about survival. And it's all about, execution, the art of execution. If you want to be a trader, that's the other thing too. Like, a lot of people don't want to be traders. They just want to come in and make money. What do I invest in? And cryptocurrency is brutal when it comes to investments. It's fucking savage when it comes to investments in cryptocurrency. Because the best idea on paper will just trade to fucking zero. I've been there. I've done this. I've been through this before. And they trade to fucking zero. I'm getting emotional because I do empathize. I empathize with what a lot of people are experiencing in this type of market condition. I come on here and I'm like, hey, we're getting ready for capitulation. Nobody wants to hear that because they're already down badly. They're down badly. They don't want to hear that we have another 65% dump on the horizon. You need to just accept the fact that you made mistakes and move on. You have to let them go. It's very hard, I understand, but the mistakes happen and you just have to let them go. Move on to the next thing. Move on to the next mindset. Move on to the next strategy so that you're prepared to take this on. And then you're able to make the good entries. Execute on the appropriate trades. And when you execute on the appropriate trades and you handle them correctly, you make money. And then it's easy. It becomes easy to make money. Not hard, not confusing, not frantic, not panicky. Simple, calm, collected, easy. Oh, this is happening. Cool. Just made 10 grand. Nice. I'll take some profits. Anyways, that was a very emotional rant. I know you guys like the rants, but I don't know. Maybe that was too long. All right, what do we do? We got to catch up with the chat here. The market rewards the patient 100%. Yeah. Just got in. What are we looking at? Total market cap? That is total market cap. Yeah. You joined at just rewind. We got way better content before I went on an emotional rant. We cover Bitcoin, ETH, GMT, all that stuff. Just rewind. That's actually all the time I have for today. I got to get into the virtual classroom. So again, if you are interested in joining the Crypto Jungle, we're offering 25% off your next 2 payments. That can equate to 2 years of 25% off if you choose the yearly package. Use the coupon code BEAR. And that is all the time I have for today. So if you enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. If you want to get this message out to other people that might be resonating with the messages that I just stated, there's a lot of people hurting out there. Share this stream with them. If you got value out of it, share this stream with them. And please That's it. That's it. We'll see you guys next time. Trade safe. It's a jungle out there. Peace.